Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome for the Bhakti Shastri class on the 9th chapter, the most confidential knowledge. So I'm very sorry for the delay because I had some internet issues over here from my last night. We're not having internet connection. Somehow the connection resumed at like somewhere around like 8:10, almost you can say 8, 9, 8:10. So we had completed till the 31st shloka, and what we had discussed is that how uh, like if we go to see in the 9th chapter that Krishna starts with one has to be non-envious to know or realize Krishna. And then he spoke about how bhakti is the king of all knowledge, and it's considered very confidential, the most confidential, and it's very joyfully performed. It's not like that people are very sad and they perform bhakti. And who cannot understand Krishna? Those who do not have faith in Krishna, they cannot understand Krishna. And then we also discussed quite a lot on how Krishna is maintaining this entire world and how he's pervading in this material world by his energies. And yet he's not everything. And we also saw that how Krishna is the supreme director. And those who are the mudhas or the fools, they consider him as an ordinary person. But those who are his unalloyed devotees, they constantly worship Krishna with devotion. And then we saw the three kinds of gyanis who worship Krishna. So those who worship Krishna in his universal form, and Vishwarupa Upasana, which was said. And Krishna is all pervading. He's the ultimate shelter and cause of all the causes. And then we also saw the um, uh, demigod worship also. And demigod worship in a wrong way. And when you do demigod worship in a wrong way, then by that particular piety, one is attaining heaven, but punarmushika bhava. He comes back to this earth. And a particular person's destination depends on one's worship. So that is worship to Krishna. So in every stage, like for example, when you say karma kand, gyan kand, dhyan kand, ashtanga yoga, it has to be coupled with bhakti yoga. Then only they get the highest benefit of that particular yoga. So in every stage, if the sadhaka does not couple his worship with bhakti yoga, he's not going to get that desired result of that particular yoga. Like for example, Ashtanga yoga. If Ashtanga yogi does not couple bhakti yoga into his practice, so he will not get the benefit of Ashtanga yoga. So that is why, Krishna in the 26th shloka, he says, oh, bhakti is very simple. And Krishna accepts anything offered with devotion. Patram, pushpam, phalam, we saw. And Krishna suggests us that whatever we do it as an offering to Krishna. And when we do it as an offering to Krishna, then we become free from those actions, or we become free from the bondage, right? Because when somebody says that tu karma kar, phal ki ichha mat kar, So what does that mean? That when you are doing some actions, okay, doing that particular action is in your hands. But what are the fruits of that action? They are not in your hands. So that is why you just offer those actions to Krishna and let him decide what should be the action of that particular, what should be the result, or what should be the outcome of that particular karma that you're doing or action that you're doing. And then in the next shloka, Krishna says that Krishna is equal to all, but he's especially inclined to his unalloyed devotees, his Shuddh Bhaktas, his pure devotees. And in any case, if something happens also, an accidental fall down, he forgives and purifies an imperfect devotee. Krishna is, Bhakta Vatsal. Krishna is a Bhavagrahi. And Krishna is Kshama Pradhan also. So just as a mother, she forgives the child. Just as a mother, does not see the drawbacks or the, what do you say, the imperfections of the child, and she keeps forgiving. That is the magnanimity of Krishna, where he will not, and that is why Krishna is called Jagannath, and he has two big eyes. Now, why Jagannath has those two big eyes? So, for example, if somebody has something very small, he will magnify that particular quality and see. And that is why he is called Jagat Ke Nath, Jagannath. Big eyes, seeing only the good in every living entity, be it a dog, hog, human being, devotee, non-devotee, even he will just see. And that little spark, if somebody has during the Rath Yatra or during the darshan time, he will magnify that desire in that particular person. He will say, little inclination, oh, you took just one step, I will take 1,000 steps towards you. So, oh, our His Grace Matsyendra Prabhu is in Puri. So, Prabhuji, please pray from all of our side that we can see only the good in everybody. Like how Lord Jagannath is saying just the positive qualities of every person. So, we can also actually, forgive, and we can just, purify ourselves by seeing the positive qualities of another person. So then now, because in the 31st shloka, he has spoken all elaborately on this, like, how he's forgiving, and how if Krishna considers that person a very saintly because he's properly fixed in his determination on, him, on Krishna. And some accidental mistakes that are there, Krishna is not saying, provided the person repents and he has attachment to Krishna. And that is why Krishna is telling Arjuna, go and declare, that his devotee will never perish, because Krishna will uphold the declaration made by his, devotee under all circumstances. His own words he might, not, keep, but he might break his own promise. In the case of Bhishma, he broke his own promise on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, But his devotee's promise, he will never ever, he will never, reject, or he will never, what do you say? What is that word? He will never put down his devotees' words. So that is why he picked up the chariot wheel to attack Bhishma, and then, just to protect Bhishma's, words. So if you see that even in our movement, Prabhupada, if you see, he had said that, whenever we are in a very precarious condition or a difficult condition, we should chant the Narshing Arati, right? Now, by qualification, we all do not have that, purity that we can attract Lord Narshing Dev's attention. But why in the whole of ISKCON, throughout the whole entire world, why is Lord Narshing Dev, reciprocating with his devotees? It is only because Prabhupada had given that instruction. that whenever you are in a precarious condition, whenever you're in difficulty, whenever you are in a, whenever you have some difficulties, what you all can do is, you all can sing the Narsing Arti. Now, Lord Narsing Dev is protecting us because to not, um, uh, put down or let his devotee down or his words down, right? उनके words को वो जो है अपमानित नहीं करना चाहते हैं. Krishna loves his devotees, and that's why whatever comes out from the devotees, Lord Krishna becomes binded to follow, that. And that is why, and see, even pure devotees are also the same. They want to follow Krishna, and Krishna wants to follow his pure devotees. Like it's a very nice reciprocal relation between Krishna and his devotees. So, so bhakti unto Krishna does not consider not only the accidental faults, by whatever actions he's doing or whatever that misbehavior the devotee is doing, but bhakti does not even consider the inherent faults of such a person, which arise from the very birth also. जन्म जात से भी अगर किसी के पास अगर ये दोष है, still, bhakti does not consider that as well. And Krishna, bhakti, when I say bhakti means Krishna does not consider that. And that is why the next shloka where we're going to see is that those who are sinful from birth or people of sinful birth, they can also, do bhakti to Krishna. So that is why Krishna is saying that माम ही पार्थवपाश्रित ये अपि सूय पाप योन्यः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्रास ते अपि यान्ति परम गतिम. So he's saying that, O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas are actually the mercantile people, those who do business, and Shudras, those who are the working class, can attain the supreme destination. In the purport, Prabhupada will say that, by now the whole generation is just Shudras only. There are no Brahmanas and Vaishyas left to a greater extent. So, in the Varnashram system, the higher Varna are more suitable for practice of dharma. Dharma means not devotional service, but religious practices. Then the lower Varna, but Krishna is saying that bhakti does not recognize such discrimination. These people also can be elevated if they practice devotional service. So he's saying that Mam hi Partha Vyapashritah. So when he's saying this, that Mam hi Partha, Mam hi, jo meri sharan lete, those who take shelter of me. Vyapashrita. See, when you say Ashrita means what? Shelter. And when you say Vyapashrita, so those who take shelter of me, particularly, Vyapa means those who are taking a particular shelter, and that particular shelter is whose shelter? Krishna's shelter. Ye api suyah papa yonah. Even if they have sinful births, so yonah means, when they're saying that born of a, or yona exactly means womb. So those who are born even in a lower family. And who are these people? They are Striya, Vaishya, Tatha Shudras. So example of Pap Yona is, he's saying is Stri hai, Vaishyas hai, and the labor class, that is the Shudra class. Okay. And I'll come to this, why Krishna is mentioning this. We women should not feel offended, and neither the Vaishya should, because Vaishya should not feel offended, and neither the Shudra should feel offended. Just give me 1 second. Sorry for that. Yeah. So he's saying that saying that so ye api yanti param gatim. These people who are born in even the Papa Yona, they can also attain the Param Gatim, supreme destination. So, such a wonderful thing that, Krishna is not distinguishing, like if you see in Ramayan, okay, how many devotees did Lord Ram meet? He met, Kevat. He met Shabri. He met Guha. Okay, these are those people who are from that. But yet, these all people, they got Paramgati. What is the best example? Or even in that matter, even in, Krishna Leela also. Kubja, she got. And even the fruit vendor, she also got Paramgatim. So, and what to speak of, these, even the animals also. Like if you see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, even the little puppy dog, with Shivananda Sen, he also got Paramgatim. Or in Ramayana, if you see even the squirrel and on the monkeys, they also got Paramgatim. So, actually, this verse is demonstrating the Lord's mercy. But for many people, this verse demonstrates that how, many people might think, like, for example, somebody who's just reading newly Bhagavad Gita, he might, and if a woman is reading, or if a, businessman is reading, or if somebody is like, sweeping on the streets, he might feel very offended. And they might think that how Bhagavad Gita is so discriminatory. Because it is considering women, lower class to be sinful. But actually, we have to understand things from a very proper cultural context. See, any soul who gets this human body is extremely fortunate, right? We agree with that. I'm so fortunate. And everyone can get a chance of this spiritual perfection. Those who are in this human. So within the human form also, based on the suitability of practice of spirituality, there are gradations. And this is based on the quality and not the birth. So when he's saying that, see, because Brahmanas are ready to live life which is focused more on, Brahman, which is involving, very simple living and simplicity and, austerity or purity or maturity, in terms of proper sense control and proper behavior and how they balance it out. Like, so these are more, these attributes you can say are more conducive or suitable for spiritual realization. But on the other hand, those who are not ready to regulate themselves much, then they are called the Shudras, because they are not ready to harmonize themselves for spiritual advancement. So, of course, they are also, given arrangements by which they can, slowly be elevated to the spiritual platform. But so that is why Prabhupada says, no, Shudra hai. Aajkal ke sare jeev Shudra hai. Why? Because they are not ready to harmonize themselves for spiritual advancement. Nobody wants to wake up early in the morning. Everybody wants to sleep at 2 or 3. The waking time up of a devotee is the sleeping time of the, non-devotees. or yet to become devotees, as I always say. So within this Varnashrama, there are higher castes, and the higher castes are considered more qualified for spiritual advancement than the lower caste, like the Brahmanas. Which is, by quality and not by birth. So, when Krishna says Chaturvarna Maya Shashtam, so Chaturvarna, when he's saying that Varna and Ashrama, okay, so he's saying that uh, qualitatively these people are higher. Like if you see in the ashrama, so the sannyas ashram is the highest, considered highest. Why? Because if you see qualitatively that where the grahastas are completely, caught up into the worldly matters, but the sannyasis are going, house to house, and they are trying to give their association and trying to wake up the sleeping souls. So this is the case for karma and jnana. Okay, where uh, uh, where varnashram higher caste is considered more qualified for spiritual advancement. But this is not the case for bhakti. How karma kanda focuses on dharma, artha, kama, and jnana will focus more on moksha. But in bhakti, bhakti is largely based on the relationship of love from the heart that we can offer to Krishna. That how will I offer my love to Krishna? See, every jivatma, every soul has tons and tons of love, stored in his heart. But where to pour out that love, that we need to, figure out. And generally in this material world, we pour out our love, in wrong directions, to wrong people and to wrong matter. Matter yani kya? People will pour out so much of love for their mobile phone, so much of love for their, bike or car, they will pour. So bhakti can elevate everyone. Okay. So, and then again, if you see even in the category of male and female also. So males are more analytical, they're more philosophical. And the female body, the bodily identification is much greater than the male body. That is general, that when a soul has done more punya, he gets a male body. Now, please, women, do not think that I am doing some partiality, because I remember right from my childhood I have been hearing this. If somebody has done a lot of papa, then she gets 3 janma, right? Okay, but we have to blame it onto a karma, that why have I? But Prabhupada is giving an assurance in the teachings of Queen Kunti, right? So the point is, we all have different starting points in life, and denying that will simply make ourselves blind. And the male and female body are different. The starting points are different. So that is not a discrimination, but we have to acknowledge the reality that the female bodily identification is more, like, if you see, compared to the males and females have, nail polish lagayenge, and they will have lipstick and kajal and so much of, when they are styling their hair, there is so many other things going on, or so many varieties of clothes for women, to enjoy. So the point is that bhakti, the process, bhakti is so very powerful and potent, so fast that when we start off, the starting point actually does not matter. So I might be a Stri, I might be a Shudra, I might be a mercantile person, okay? It does not matter. So this is what actually Krishna is emphasizing over here, that whoever you are, You are my child, I accept you, whether you are in a male body or a female body. And the point here Krishna is pointing is not supporting discrimination, but he's teaching a process that will end discrimination. We will not start discriminating. Oh, women are foolish only and women are like that only. No. Srila Prabhupada, when I as I previously said also that in Kunti Maharani's prayers that women are more inclined towards devotion. They're more faithful. They can accept this process very easily. They don't have any analytical, things that they'll analyze. And that is why the process of bhakti, is a channelized emotion. And women are more emotional, which will direct them towards, bhakti. So even in the first canto, if you see, where the seventh chapter speaks that women are more inclined. Prabhupada says in that pulpit that in any spiritual, what do you say, program, you will see the number of women more than the number of men. Why? Because they have more faith in the Lord, right? Whereas men will think a little analytical and they will come to a conclusion. But when the men come, then they come with more vigor. They come very nicely. If their analytical thinking is, powerful, then they will properly take up to Krishna consciousness. And if you see in our movement also, we've got such lovely, men or devotees who can very easily, convince people to take up to bhakti. And why take up to bhakti? Our very own gurus and param gurus are, in a male body. So of course we cannot we cannot compare, them with male and female and with, non-devotees and yet to become devotees. But how, bhakti does not discriminate. So there are two aspects of bhakti, over here also. That one is he's saying that bhakti is independent. Bhakti is not dependent on, bhakti is not dependent on anything. Sometimes people think, no, that, bhakti is, because of this person, I'm not able to do bhakti. Because of this thing, I'm not able to do it. Because of my job, I'm not able to do bhakti. But no, who has stopped your hands, or who has stopped your eyes, or who has stopped your mouth? Is somebody coming and forcing you to not do bhakti? So that is why bhakti is independent. Bhakti is not dependent on any external factor. This is what he's saying, that bhakti jo hai, we think that bhakti is dependent on external factors. But no, bhakti is not dependent on external factors. Bhakti is more dependent on my own inclination, my own desire to uplift myself or uplift my own consciousness towards Krishna. And this is what is my a little understanding of this particular shloka. Let's go to the next shloka. So in this 32nd shloka, he said that even people of sinful birth can, attain Krishna. Then what about the qualified people? What to speak about the qualified people if they take up to bhakti? So then he's saying that Kim puna brahmana punya bhakta rajasastatha antim asukham lokam imam prapyam bhajasva mam. So he's saying that how much more this is so of the righteous brahmanas, the devotees and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. The Krishna is suggesting this to us, like, अभी आप आए हो, मनुष्य जन्म लिया ही है, तो इधर उधर टाइम पास न करते हुए अब मेरी भक्ति करो. So then Krishna is encouraging Arjuna by saying that if they can be elevated, then why can't you be elevated? You are the Kshatriya. So that is why he's saying that Kim Punarjanma. So, see, when he's saying that even those who are of the low born can be elevated, and that is I saying then Kim Punar, how much that is likely for you, for those who are having favorable starting point. Brahmanas. If somebody is born in a Brahmana family, पुण्यशाली है, मैंने ये लेके पुण्य व्यक्ति, भक्त राजसह, so those who are the devotee, born in a devotee family, born in a saintly king family, tatha, and so Krishna is telling Arjuna emphatically that you please practice bhakti. So, and he's saying that anityam asukham lokam. If you see in the 8th chapter also, the 15th sloka says that this bhautik jagat is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So the same point he's making over here, that asukham and anityam. So, because in the 8th chapter, that 15th shloka, he said that those who worship me will not come to this dukkhalayam ashashvatam, but they will attain my supreme destination. And here also he's saying that imam prapyam bhajasva mam. He's saying that so when we say that dukkhalayam ashashvatam, it means that there is no point in putting all our energy in making this place a very comfortable place, but the basic duty has to be taken care, like mother is taking care of the child, the wife is taking care of the husband and the child, and the king is taking care of the citizens, the doctor is taking care of his patients, and teachers are taking care of their students as such. So when citizens so in the 4th canto, where we have King Pruthu, and when these citizens used to come to Pruthu Maharaj, and because see, they said that this digestive fire is burning us. So Pruthu Maharaj doesn't say that, good, this, anyways, this material world is, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. No, King Pruthu is making very good arrangements to take care of them. So this is the work of, the king. And that is why the previous kings were called Raja Rishi. Raja bhi hai, king bhi hai, and Rishi bhi hai. They are saintly also. But not all the efforts should go in, removing this miseries of this world. Like for example, in hospital, miseries are there, and there is a process to become free from that miseries, which has to be followed. Some, saline hai, operation hai, surgery hai, jo bhi hai. So janma, mrityu, jara and vyadhi, it applies for every living entity, be it an animal or a human being. But the 3 kleshas are Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Adhyatmik. These 3 kleshas are, they vary depending on how we act. So when he's saying that imam prapyam, now you are here, what you should do? Bhajasva mam. So sometimes somebody might say that, okay, in a hospital, how can we show one can show a patient to another more serious patient, and say that see, their disease is far greater than yours. So when they are cured, you will also be cured. So you just take this medicine, na? So and even in a what do you say, train, the 3rd class passenger in the train, he wants to go to the 1st class, that is fine, but he should not miss or leave the train in the process. ये ना हो जाए कि मुझे 3rd class से 1st class compartment में जाना है, तो if I get down from the train, train छूट जाएगी. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. It should not happen that way. So all of us have a certain propensity that belongs to us right from the birth, but it majorly depends on the quality. So birth gives us a nature, but we should be comfortable internally and competent externally. कि मुझे जो है I should be comfortable internally. I mean, when we say comfortable internally means संतुष्ट होना चाहिए. We should not be greedy for, acquiring this, that and all. But competent externally, which means what? कि whatever is required for the basic necessities, what is required externally, that we have to do. Right? For example, tomorrow we cannot tell our children, or we cannot tell, our husbands or our wives that, hey, you just be comfortably internally. No need of studying. No need of going to work. No need of cooking. You just be comfortably internal. No, not that way. You have to be competent externally also. If a child has to study, he has to study. If the husband has to go, for work, he has to go for work. If the wife has to cook, the wife has to cook. So this is what actually he means to say. So now the next, conclusion is, now see, many places, Krishna gives a Shruti Phal. Okay. And what is he saying? And he suggests also, like, he gives the essence also of whatever is spoken now in the 9th chapter. So the 9th chapter ka essence kya hai? He's saying that मनमना भाव मद भक्तो मध्या जी माम नमस्करो माम मामे वैश्यसि युक्त वयम आत्मनाम मत परायण. So he's saying that engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So there are two things Krishna is doing over here. If you see, he is encouraging and he is giving us a vision also. Our spiritual masters also do the same thing. What they do, if you have done something, they encourage you. Like, for example, the first time I did book distribution, not the first time exactly, maybe, the third, fourth year it was. And I had done some like few books as such. So somebody said, Maharaj, she has done, so many, so many books. I don't remember the count, but I specifically remember, he said, oh, she can do 2000 books also. So encouragement and a vision further also, the spiritual master is given. Similarly, when Krishna is giving us encouragement and he is giving us a vision also. So when he's saying Bhajaswa Mam, so that Bhajaswa Mam, he's elaborating in this 34th shloka. Right? So when he's saying that Man Mana, Man Mana means what? Always thinking of me. Bhava Mad Bhakto, become my devotee. Right? Sorry, Man Mana Bhava. Sorry, not Bhava. Man Mana Bhava Mad Bhakta. So become my devotee. And how will somebody become a devotee? मध्या जी आप मेरी पूजा करो, worship me, माम नमस्कुरो, offer obeisances to me, and if you do this, माम eva eshyasi, you will come back to me. But how will you come back to me? He's saying that yuktva evam yuktva, when we say yuktva evam means, see, when I say yuktva means, yuktva plus evam means by being engaged and by being absorbed. He's saying yuktva means ab engage hoge to ab absorb hoge. Till the time you will not be engaged, you will never be absorbed also in me. So when you do a particular activity which is related to me, then you become absorbed in me. Right? Like, for example, a mother, when she is actually, trying to cook for the child, when she is, when wo apne chote bacche ko, when she is actually preparing him to go to school, like she's giving him a bath and she's making him wear clothes and shoes and bag and everything. That activity karte waqt, she's completely absorbed in the child. Completely absorbed. Then she has nothing that, okay, what's going outside and what's on my mobile and what's on my WhatsApp, nothing as such. So, yukta evam, by being engaged and by being absorbed. So only when you're engaged, you'll be absorbed. If you're not engaged, you will never be absorbed. So if you see in every activity that we do in the morning, we are completely absorbed. If you are doing Mangala Arti, you know, when we are doing Sansara Dava, Nalalida Loda, we are singing. So we are completely absorbed, thinking that how will I push this movement forward? How will I please my spiritual acharyas? How will I please my spiritual master? How will I please Srila Prabhupada? So we are completely absorbed, and on daily basis we say that how will I assist you? So when you are engaged, then you will be absorbed, and then you'll have certain milestones that you will pick up for yourself, and you will cross those milestones. So then he's saying that Atmanam Matta Parayanam. Your heart and soul will be Matta Parayana. Matlab, it will be devoted only to me. Your soul will be completely devoted. So when I'm saying, man mana, because different people can, fix their mind on Krishna in very different ways. But, Krishna is saying that think of me in a way that, when you do Bhava Mad Bhakto, think of me and then offer your heart to me. So fixing our mind in a way that I can enter into your give me 1 second. Fixing my mind in such a way that I can enter into your heart. Bhava Mad Bhakto, devote yourself to me. So, see, we may fix our mind on a thing without, even, developing some attraction towards it, right? And somebody is very much, fixed in writing something, or very much fixed in, repairing something, but I'm not developing my attraction towards that fixing, right? घर में कुछ अगर खराब हो गया है, या मैं अगर बाथरूम साफ कर रही हूँ, so when I'm doing that activity, right, I don't have a attraction of washing the bathroom, right? So that sort of thinking is very, cold clinical thinking, you can say. Kuch lena dena nahi hai. Krishna does not want that kind of thinking. Krishna wants, he wants, he wants a very gentle, transformational thinking. Slowly and steadily, धीरे धीरे, कृष्ण की भक्ति का रस चखना, या कृष्ण के प्रति आकर्षित होना. So if we think of Krishna in an open-hearted way, he will enter into our heart. Open-hearted way means not envying him, or not taking him for granted, or not, thinking of only our own, our own advantages. So if we think of Krishna in an open-hearted way, then he will enter into it. And then by thinking like that, we can do activities that will promote a feeling of devotion towards Krishna. So then what is that? What is that he's saying? That Madhya Jivan Namaskaru. So when I am actually, bowing down to Krishna, है ना, I'm actually promoting this feeling of devotion. कि हाँ, ये मेरे नाथ है, ये जो है, मैं इनका एक अंश हूँ. I belong to him. मेरा जन्म इन्हीं की सेवा के लिए बना हुआ है. जन्म means what? The moment you were created by Krishna, that is your janma. We do not know when you were born, or we do not know when I was born, right? We all were born. Okay, so then when I am thinking like this, that yes, and when I'm actually bowing, there is a message actually when I'm bowing. If you see in previous times now, the great, kings now, when they used to go into any garbha graha of any temple, the temple door was very small heighted. So the king has to bend down, he has to put down his head and go. So because generally, kings will have a lot of ego, pride, ahankar, false pride. So now to put that false pride, these temples were made, in that way that the king has to bow down and he has to go. So when I'm bowing down to Krishna, so that time, I'm putting down my ego. When I put down my ego, I think that yes, I am zero and Krishna is hero. I am nothing and Krishna is everything to everybody. I am nothing to anybody and he's everything to everybody. So that time, this will give us a feeling of devotion. And then he's saying, Madhya ji naman namaskaru. So, when he's saying that bhajan karo, hai na, worship me. So, how to do this bhajan, right? So, when he's saying that man or manaha, man, manaha. So, you offer your subtle body and mind to me. Subtle body and mind means sukshma sharir or sukshma man, right? You offer your mind, you offer your intelligence, you offer your soul. This is our subtle body. Hai na? So, and sorry, our subtle mind. So then he's saying that, then bhava mad bhakto, offer your heart to me. You offer your heart means what? आपके जितने अच्छे emotions है, whatever good emotions you have, you offer it to me. And then he's saying that, see, one is that Madhyajim Namaskuru, one is on physical level. Okay, you offer obeisances and then you offer arti to Krishna and then, you do that physical seva. Okay. But he's saying that andar se bhi aur bahar se bhi. Externally, with your body, you offer, obeisances, but with your mind also, you offer your, heart and emotions to me. And then he's saying that when you do this, on a physical level, you offer obeisances and arti, and, on an emotional level, you offer your heart to me and emotions to me. Then he's saying that, Mam eva yeshyasi. You will come to me guaranteed. ये मेरी guarantee है. And how will that happen? He's saying that yuktvaim, when you will be yuktva, when you will be engaged, if you will offer your body, mind and heart, your soul to Krishna, then you will be absorbed in Krishna. So these three levels of existence, Krishna is telling that offer all these three levels to me. Offer your body, mind and heart or soul, to me. And then he's saying that Atmanam mat parayana. So this way your Atma will become, or your soul will become fully devoted to me. So, when this verse, that is there, it is the essence, all our, previous acharyas, be it Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur or Sridhar Swami or Baldev Vidyabhushan, this verse, the acharyas say that is the essence of the essence of the essence of the essence. They say this. What does it mean that? See, among all, what does this mean? Why are they saying that the essence, when he said the servant of the servant of the servant, or the as the essence of the essence of the essence? Why they say like that? That, see, in all this Vedic literature, the Bhagavad Gita is called the essence, right? When in the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita, when Prabhupada says that Sarva Upanishad Gao, Dugdha Gopala Nandana, Partha Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta, Dugdham Gita Vriddhim Mahat. So it is said that from all the Upanishad, Gita is like a milk of the cow, where cow is the Upanishad. So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Vedic, literature. And in the middle, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the middle 6 chapters is the essence because they focus on bhakti. Like, for example, we have the sandwich, okay? So we don't call bread sandwich. We call it cheese sandwich. We call it vegetable cheese sandwich or vegetable sandwich. Okay. So when we say this, it is understood like, vegetable sandwich bread. It is understood it is in this, what is the sandwich like. So now within those 6 chapters, the 9th chapter, Prabhupada says, is, the most confidential, Rajaguhyam. And within this last chapter, this verse, which is calling us for devotion, it is guaranteeing supreme liberation. And that is why it is called the essence of the essence. Vedic scriptures ले लो, तो Vedic scriptures में क्या है? Gita is the essence. अब गीता में भी क्या है? First 6 chapters है, sorry, middle 6 chapters. Middle 6 chapters speak about bhakti. And then this particular shloka is the essence. So, many times these Mayavadis, they want to merge to this formless, but they cannot do, they can not do this, but what they can do, they will impose their philosophy on Bhagavad Gita. And they will, offend, and they will offend this bhakti section only. And it is like, you can say, a brutal violation to this mood and message of Bhagavad Gita. So, even in the previous chapters also, many places, this practice of the yoga is mentioned. But what yoga to practice is given in a very, very conclusive way in this particular chapter and in this particular shloka. This is the Bhakti Yoga. And now, what will Krishna do is, Krishna in his ecstasy, he describes further about himself and Bhakti in the next chapter. So, this is actually concluding the 9th chapter. And we will now, move to the 10th chapter. Just give me a minute.